Hello people, it's Friday night. International football is over. That can only mean one thing. Finally, the Premier League is back. Massive weekend. It's a North London derby. Arsenal-Tottenham. I'm going to get into that in a second, but first of all, like, share, subscribe with me, people. Help me build the community and let's get right into it. So, make no word of a lie, this is probably the game that most Arsenal and Spurs supporters look at as soon as the fixtures are released. Everybody's checking when's the North London derby, who plays at home first, who playing away second, what's going on, and finally, it's here. 2 more days till the massive game at Emirates Stadium between Arsenal and Tottenham, the old enemy. I've done a couple of shows already talking about midfield defense. Today I'm going to talk about attack. I'm going to give my predictions. We're going to get into it, start getting excited for a game that I can't wait for, especially after being starved of football for 2 weeks. 2 weeks when everything was just heating up. Finally, we're back, and we're back with the North London derby. Come on, if you're not excited, what the hell is wrong with you? It's a massive game, people. So, I spoke about who I think is going to start in defense. I spoke about who's going to start in midfield. We're going to get into who I think is going to start into attack with some news. The biggest news coming out is that Gabriel Jesus is in and around the squad. He's been playing for the past 2 weeks with the guys. He's been training with the guys for the past 2 weeks. And, you know, Arteta, he doesn't like to give a lot away, but he kind of alluded to the fact that I think Jesus might be in there. At least he's in the squad. Is he going to start? What do you think? What do you think? Let me know in the comments if you think he's going to start, but I'm going to give you what I think. And I mean, if he's been training for the past 2 weeks, and I've seen the videos of him on, you know, Arsenal have put some social media and stuff out. I've seen the videos and he looks ready. He looks like he's been, you know, training with the ball. He looks like he's up to speed, and what a game to come back in it would be against Spurs at the Emirates Stadium. Jesus, I mean, this guy has been missed. Let's be honest. I think we've all forgotten about Jesus. We've all forgotten about how good that guy can be. We've all forgotten about exactly how good he was until he'd done his ACL. What a horrible injury to happen at that time, and it was just tragic. I mean, I thought like he was gonna finally reach the potential that, you know, he obviously has, and he always flattered, you know, when he moved to play for us, and I thought he was getting there, and to have that injury at that time, it was just, I mean, awful. And so we've kind of forgotten. We've got used to life without Gabriel Jesus. Fair enough, life moves on, you know, especially in football. No one's going to wait for you. People want to take your place. And if you're not playing, if you're not around, you know, the best ability is availability. And let's be fair, Gabriel Jesus hasn't really been available for most of the time he's been playing with us. But it looks like he's back available now. Will he get that start? You know what? I think he might. I think I wouldn't be surprised to see Jesus start. Gyökeres is out. We haven't heard nothing about Gyökeres, so I think that's going to be one that's, you know, much worse than they've let on, because there's been nothing about him, you know. So I just don't see him being back. Madueke, he's somebody who might be back. I think he's close. You know, Arteta said that he was close. Martinelli, I think he might be back as well. So, I mean, we're getting options back in attack, even though we're missing Gyökeres still for a little bit. Havertz had a setback, so he's not going to be available. And we've obviously got Marino, who has been filling in as a centre forward. So what is that attack going to look like? For me, I think playing in attack, obviously Saka starts. I mean, let's not be silly. And I think Trossard will start as well, because he was playing really well before the break. He played for Belgium. He's fit. He didn't get injured. So I expect Trossard to start. So I think it's going to be Saka on the right, Trossard on the left. Trossard and Saka, big game players. Trossard's goal against Sunderland, I mean, that should have won the game if we hadn't conceded that last-minute equaliser. But I expect Trossard to start on the left, yeah? And Saka on the right. Those positions are locked down as far as I'm concerned. Martinelli, I think he's just coming back from injury, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him on the bench. I would be surprised to see him start against Spurs, though. You know, Trossard is a big game player, like I said. He's got that experience. He's got that know-how. He's in form, so play him. Bit of a no-brainer there. Trossard, Saka, nice. So, centre forward. I think it's going to be Jesus, people. I think it's going to be Jesus. Don't be surprised to see Jesus starting against Spurs. And if he starts against Spurs, don't be surprised to see Jesus score against Spurs. If he doesn't start, the only other option is Merino for him to continue in that role. And sure, okay, if Jesus doesn't start, okay, I expect Merino to be the one to take his place. There's not really another option. Martinelli, I mean, he could maybe play centre forward, but I just don't see him starting the game. Trossard, Jesus, please be fit. And then Saka. I think that might be our front three, people. Fingers crossed, come on. Midfield, I said yesterday in my video, Rice, Zubi, Eze. They got to start. I just watched a great interview of Idris Elba with Eze. Two of my favourite people connected to Arsenal that are famous, do you know what I mean? And so getting them together for an interview, genius. Whoever came up with that, absolute genius move. So glad to see that interview. And Eze looks so hyped to be at Arsenal. That guy loves Arsenal, like you and me love Arsenal, like Arsenal fans love Arsenal. If you're not an Arsenal fan, like you love your club. You can appreciate, you can understand that. Imagine being a supporter of your club and you're good enough to become a professional footballer and then your club wants to sign you. I mean, it's just one of the best stories I've seen in football in a while. It's really heartwarming as an Arsenal fan. I've loved Eze as a player for a long time. I've been talking about him to my mates for years, hoping he'd come to Arsenal, and to have him there, it's wonderful. And he's going to start. The guy's excited. It's going to be his first North London derby. My guy is going to be hyped. Imagine you get to play against your rival in a derby as a professional footballer. That's like the ultimate dream. You're going to be so focused on performing and doing well. And Eze is a guy that I think can manage that emotion as well and channel it in the right way, and expect him to have a big game. Like he had a big game against Palace, got us the winner. Expect a big game from Eze against Spurs. He's going to be well up for it, mate. Well up for it. The guy's a gooner through and through. Watch. He's between all the players and among all the players on the pitch. That guy is one of the guys that knows exactly what it means, in their blood. Him and Saka, the Hale End boys, because don't forget, he was at the academy as well. Fan, played for us, he's back. It's written in the stars. Eze's got to have a good game, Rice and Zubimendi, what a partnership. Solid. You're going to have to, wake up pretty early in the morning to get one past these two. So solid pairing in midfield. I think they're going to be so important, because midfield is going to be where the battle is at. I'm going to chat about Spurs in a second. Midfield for me is going to be where the battle is at. It's going to be where it's won and lost. And so them two controlling the midfield and allowing Eze to do his thing, Rice bombing on when he can, box to box, how he does, I think is going to be super crucial. But they're going to need to be on their game. They're going to need to be on it. Zubimendi, it's his first North London derby as well. It's not the first derby he'll have played in his life. It's not the first big game. So he's going to be up for it as well. And I just hope that he's going to rise to the occasion. But it's at the Emirates Stadium. Everyone's got to rise. Talk about my prediction in a minute. But Spurs, we're coming for you, Spurs. We're coming for you, yeah? And midfield done. Defense, this is the place where, Spurs are going to be looking at us and thinking, oh, we can get at Arsenal, maybe, because Gabriel's out. Gabriel, out for a while. Arteta doesn't even know. It's him and Gyökeres situation. When are they going to come back? How long is a piece of string at this stage? You know what I mean? So we just got to forget about Gabriel right now, and we got to trust in the rest of the squad. We've got an incredible defender to take his place in Nketiah. This guy, we haven't seen much of him, but don't forget what this guy has achieved already, what he's done with Bayer Leverkusen in the Bundesliga before he come to us. This guy is a top draw defender, make no doubt about it. He's going to be ready to stake his claim for that place. And in Nketiah's mind, this is what he's got to think. I got to make it difficult so that when Gabriel is back, How is he going to get into the team? That's the mentality you got to have. Everybody's got to have that mentality. I don't care. Fight for your position. The more you want that position, the more that's going to push the other person to get that position, and the better it's going to be for the whole squad. So Nketiah, total faith in that guy coming in. Calafiori, there's mentioned actually. I thought Calafiori would start, but now it seems like he might not. Apparently he hasn't trained yet. Arteta doesn't give too much away, so I wouldn't be surprised if Calafiori starts and Arteta is just trying to be, sneaky and not give, keep his cards close to his chest. So I think Calafiori is going to start, to be honest. But if he doesn't, Skelly is going to come in. Lewis Skelly is going to be itching to play in that game. He's another one that knows exactly what it means to be playing Spurs. Do you know what I mean? Especially at home. Hale End boy, he's going to be up for it as well. The fact that we've got so many players that understand and feel that connection with the club on such a deep level is so good for us. And it's something that I think always is going to help any football team. The more players you have with that connection, that obviously that they deserve to be there, then the better, And so Skelly, if he has to come in, he's going to do a good job. Saliba obviously starts. Timber obviously starts. Timber has been probably the best right back in the league, in my opinion. Maybe in Europe. That guy's phenomenal. His defending is top drawer. Nobody gets by Timber. And he's starting to attack better now as well. Starting to link up more with Saka. Starting to bomb on. He's getting into the box more. Having more touches in the box. Getting shots off. He's just such a fantastic all-round player. And I'm just so happy that he got over his ACL injury. I mean, how many ACL injuries do we have in the club? Seriously. And he got over his ACL injury and he is, doing what he's been doing for us. Wonderful stuff. And, the bench is stacked. We've got Ben White who can't get a game. Do you know what I mean? We've got Mosquera on the bench who can't get a game either. And, he could come in for Gabriel. Like I said in my video, I think he's more of a Saliba replacement. And Nketiah, for me, is the guy that gets the nod ahead of Gabriel. Of course, Raya is the goalkeeper. We don't even need to talk about it. He starts, safe pair of hands, knows how to work with the team. He's really good on the ball as well. He controls our play. He gets involved. He really, really helps us to control stuff, especially when we're trying to pass it out from the back. I mean, for me, my heart is in my mouth sometimes, but that's just me. I know that Raya knows what he's doing, and that is what's giving us the edge in the way we can play out from the back and control the game so well. He's like having another outfield player a lot of the time because we're able to pin teams back and use him like that. So Raya, for me, great goalkeeper. So that's pretty much the Arsenal starting 11. Raya, Timber, Saliba, Nketiah, Calafiori, Rice, Thubi, Eze, Saka, Jesus, please, and then Trossard. That for me would be the best team to go for against Spurs. Which brings us on to Spurs, right? Because you got to talk about them, innit? I mean, let's be fair. Spurs have a really great defense. Okay, Romero and Van de Ven are great defenders. Van de Ven in particular, for me, he's the better one of the two, and he's their Gabriel. Really, he's their leader at the back. He also can score a pretty blinding good goal like he done in the Champions League. He ain't going to do that against us though, but he's really good in the air set pieces. He gets goals, Romero gets goals, so that's going to be important, especially without Gabriel there when we're defending set pieces. That's going to be an interesting one to see. Nketiah is going to have to be aggressive. He's going to have to put his head in because those two guys, they're going to do it. They're going to attack the ball and they're going to try and use it to their advantage. So we can't let that happen. We can't allow people to get exposed. We can't allow Spurs to get a run on us. In fact, let's just not allow them to get a corner, because if you ain't got a corner, what are you going to do? So that's, I think, a big strength of Spurs, their central defenders. And then their midfield as well. Palhinha and Sarr are great players. They can control the midfield. And that's why I think that's where the battle's going to be. Rice, Zubi, Palhinha, Sarr. I think it's going to be interesting to see who and how they control the midfield. Their attack, that's where they're a bit weaker. They're missing a lot of players in attack, in Maddison and Kulusevski and Solanke as well. That guy, I'm not a fan. I think he's whack. That guy is awful. I don't care if he scores a goal against us by some fluke. That guy's awful. Seriously, I don't rate him at all. But Kudus, he's a threat. Coming from West Ham, he knows the league very well, and he's been dangerous for Spurs. And he was out for a bit, but it looks like he's going to be fit, so he's going to be someone to keep an eye on. Xavi Simon, I'm not really worried about. I don't think he's settled well yet. I'm just not so worried about their attack. I mean, Richarlison as well. He's flat as to deceive a lot of the time. He scores like 1 goal every 10 games. So Spurs are going to struggle, I think, to score against us if we keep our defense solid like we can. And so it's going to be a midfield battle, I think. The more we can win that, then the more we can play in their half, and the more we can start turning them and getting behind their defense and really putting the pressure on them. It's such a huge game. Seriously, this is the game we can't flipping lose. You don't lose the North London derby, especially at home. These lot piss me off. Can't stand Spurs. Can't stand them at all. Seriously, we're going to smash them. And that's what I think. I think we're going to smash them. Seriously. Spurs, at the end of the day, I don't think they're going to be able to handle us. I think what happened at Sunderland, one of those things. Sunderland, they got this kind of hoodoo. I think, this thing about them at that moment. And I think it's the only team that we really didn't want to be playing. I think it would have been better if we'd played Sunderland after they'd lost a couple of games and maybe lost that kind of edge. But this is a totally different thing. We know we're superior than you, Spurs. We're superior to you, yeah? You lot are the ones that are going to be shitting it for the game on Sunday, and I can't wait to smash Spurs. I think this game, because we don't have Gabriel, okay, I might see them scoring 1, even though I said they don't have a great attack, but Sarr can bang them in, and they can, get a set-piece goal. So I think they might get a goal, but I fancy Arsenal to get free against them. I know they've got a good defense, Spurs, but if we're serious about this, this is the game that you got to make a statement. I don't want any excuses after this game. We got to go, we got to perform. We're missing Gabriel, deal with it. Odegaard's not there, deal with it. Maybe Jesus ain't there, only Merino, deal with it. I'm sorry, I cannot handle a loss against these lot, and I don't expect a loss. 3-1, that's what I'm saying. Spurs are going to get smashed on Sunday. They're going to get little broed, and they're going to get just put back in their little spot. I know they're doing a little bit of a rebuild there, and Thomas Frank, I like the guy. I liked him more when he wasn't at Spurs, and he's a good manager, and so, I wouldn't be surprised to see him do a good job at Spurs, but no, not on Sunday, and not against us, mate, yeah? It's all about the Arsenal. We got to get a win. What do you think's going to happen in the game? This is where I want you to get in touch with me. Put your predictions in the comment section. Spurs fans, yeah, if you're watching this, tell me what you think. Why do you think that you're going to get something out of us? Okay, I know you've been doing well away this season, but we've been doing excellently at home. I think we've won every game we've played at home. So bring it on, Spurs. 3-1. 3-1. That's what I'm saying. Can't wait till Sunday. Hey, you know what to do. Like, share, subscribe. I'm going to be doing a watch along on Sunday. Be here with me. Chat to me in the comments so we can celebrate another smashing of Spurs and getting closer to St. Tottenham's Day. Let's see if we can do it even earlier this season. They can have a good season, but we'll have a better one. 3-1, Arsenal, come on. See you later, people. Peace. Bye. Sunday.